This video will contain images and depictions of recreational drug use that some people may find disturbing. I don't recommend putting any substances in your body, and you are responsible for anything that you do. Please take care of yourselves. Lysergic acid amide, also known as ergine, is a naturally occurring psychedelic found in plant seeds and fungi. It's typically consumed through Hawaiian baby woodrose or morning glory seeds. In the United States, it's easily obtainable legally through the form of seeds. Despite this, LSA in its pure form is still a Schedule III controlled substance in the United States. This means that LSA is illegal in its pure, powdered form, but after a lot of research, I really can't tell if the extraction process itself is illegal. I'm pretty sure this means that extracting it into a powder form is illegal, but there's various other methods of extraction, so I don't really know if those forms are illegal. Some people even just grind or chew up the seeds, and that really doesn't seem like it's illegal in any way to me. But I'm not a professional, so take my word with a grain of salt. LSA is an analog and a potential precursor to its more well-known cousin, LSD. They share a few similarities, but there's also some major differences that we'll get into later. LSA is considered to be more sedating and dreamlike than other psychedelics, but it can be very dependent on the setting in which it's consumed. It seems to be lighter on open-eye visuals, with more closed-eye visuals and introspection during the trip. Many psychedelics have nausea associated with them, but LSA is known to be potentially stronger, with a very significant body load. LSA is also known to be a heavy vasoconstrictor, which means it tightens your blood vessels. This can produce discomfort and cramping, but shouldn't be dangerous. People with circulation issues, like Raynaud's syndrome, may want to avoid this substance. Other effects of LSA include euphoria, emotion enhancement, hallucinations, and many, many more. If you want a more extensive list, I'd recommend going to psychonautwiki.org, which I'll link in the description. LSA has been used by civilizations for hundreds of years, even if we didn't know exactly what it was until much later. It's been prevalent in central Mexico since pre-Hispanic times and is still used today by some tribes that live in the remote mountains of southern Mexico, tribes that were able to resist the influence of Christianity. The Aztecs called the seeds of certain plants that contained LSA ololiuki, which I may have just butchered that pronunciation, but if I did, that sucks because I'm going to continue to do that. One of the first descriptions of it was provided by Francisco Hernandez, who was a Spanish physician researching plants of Mexico for around 5 years, starting in 1570. He claimed that priests would eat ololiuki and see terrifying hallucinations and visions where they would communicate with their gods. To the Aztecs, ololiuki was a very important magic drug and was widely used, even being utilized for medicinal purposes. But during colonial rule, it was banned and users were punished very harshly. Hundreds of years later, LSA would be first described as an ergot alkaloid in 1932, and in 1947, Albert Hofmann experimented with LSA and tried it himself. He described his experience as being in a tired, dreamlike, and apathetic state. Even then, these experiments were conducted years before LSA was known to be a naturally occurring compound. The CIA unknowingly used LSA in its MK Ultra program in 1956 in an attempt to brainwash and psychologically torture unwilling patients. Hoffman would also go on to be the first to isolate pure ergine in 1959. In the 1970s, Hawaiian baby woodrose seeds containing LSA were even ground up into capsules and sold onto the streets as mescaline. Psychedelics like LSA are considered to be non-addictive, and there are no deaths associated with an overconsumption of it. Despite this, there are a few deaths associated with LSA due to causes such as self-harm and adverse drug interactions. One person died falling off of a building after consuming alcohol and Hawaiian baby woodrose seeds. It's known to be a serotonergic psychedelic, which means consuming it with any other serotonin-increasing drugs, such as antidepressants, will have a risk of serotonin syndrome, a potentially fatal condition. Seeds bought for consumption in the modern day need to be untreated by fungicides that could potentially harm you. Hawaiian baby woodrose seeds even contain a precursor to cyanide, which may metabolize quickly into very small doses of cyanide in your bloodstream. It should be negligible to the human body unless you take massive doses though. When taking any substance or putting anything in your body, it's important to know exactly what you're doing and the impact that it could have on you. Recreational substances can be fun, but your life will never be worth just a little bit of fun. I wish you all the best, and I hope you take care of yourselves. This is Bryce, signing off. I hope you have a wonderful night.